It's just a quick introductory stream to let everyone know kind of what we're looking at for the Magic, what the different packs are. This is all about the game Magic the Gathering. If you're not familiar with the game, be happy to teach you. We're looking at just basically different things you can buy for Magic. There's obviously boxes of both regular packs and collector packs. There's a lot of other special things that are available. If you were to go through and get something called a bundle, that comes in these much bigger boxes. This is where I got Dungeon and Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate bundle. It's a much bigger box and it allows you to hold more. So bundles are not only good for the packs, but they're also good for storage. So I'll use that Dungeon and Dragons bundle box as storage for a lot of other cards. So like this is one example of a bundle where I got the bundle, and now I have a spot to store a whole bunch of cards. Another thing you can do is sometimes, and this is one I'm going to open in another video, you can get these collector tins. This one was for the Lord of the Rings set. I was a really big fan of this. Just like the bundles, the Lord of the Rings set, they do have specialty cards that come in, but then they also have additional packs, and we'll talk about the different packs right now. One of the things that you'll run into if you're at different events and you play locally at sanctioned Magic Gathering tournaments or local game stores that offer things like that, you can get. Now, this is for Outlaws Thunder Junction is the set, but this is a promo pack. So this is going to have specialty cards. I actually already opened this one, or I would have showed this one being opened as the main idea of everything I'm going to do here on this video. Another one, I didn't get hardly any of these, but Marching Machines had a thing called an epilogue booster. And the epilogue boosters, they're a little different. They only have 5 cards in them. So you want to pay attention to the number of cards when you're buying different packs. They're not all the same. But most packs, the price is about what it's worth. In terms of if you average out all the cards, you're going to end up with that approximate price. Now, these promo packs, they only have 3 cards. But these are just given away based on playing in events and things like that. Most of your packs have, I would say, about 15-ish cards. Now, we have here a Brothers War set booster, and this one you'll see, this only has 12 cards in it. We have here, this is a Unfinity draft booster. Anything with any unsets means in general there's going to be a lot of cards that are not legal in the main format of Magic, which is Commander. Now these Unfinity draft boosters, they have 14 cards, and there's a few special cards in here that we'll talk about when we get to those. This is a special one. Whenever you see collector booster, basically that means the dollar value of all the cards in here are significantly higher than a non-collector booster. This happens to be a Core 2021 collector booster. We'll take a look at that a bit later. And basically, just to give you an idea, Lord of the Rings was a really, really big set that came out in 2023. And just if you wanted to see, you usually can tell the difference between the sets. This is what or the pack types. This is what a draft booster looked like, and this is what a set booster looked like. Now, the cover art might be a little bit different, but you see the wording is clearly there. The set booster is a little darker, more of a greenish, where the draft booster had this red accent to it. So anything that has this reddish is going to be your draft booster for this particular set, where a set booster has more of this greenish. And that could be different from set to set. So if I look at, say, another one, now remember we had March of the Machines that had the epilogue boosters, but these came out after March of the Machine had a set booster or a draft booster. Again, they're different colors, and they have the words right here, set or draft. This is mostly for the older cards that you'll be looking at in older packs. In general, set packs are significantly better than draft packs, assuming you're wanting to just use it to enhance your collection. Draft is the only way you can actually play draft. And draft is where everyone at the table will have a set number of packs. They open them, they build a deck out of those set number of packs, and then they play Magic based on what they opened. a lot of rules change when you do draft. And some people only do draft. Some people don't. I do mostly commander. But let's see. So yeah, in a Lord of the Rings draft booster, this one has 15 cards, but it actually would be a lower price than the Lord of the Rings set booster that only has 12 cards, because the 12 cards that are in here are significantly more likely to have a lot more value than the 15 cards in here. You can get valuable cards out of draft boosters, but the chance of getting them out of a set is significantly better. If this didn't make an awful lot of sense, that's actually completely fine, because Magic now has a new thing. Murders at Karlov Manor was a new set that came out based on the game and movies Clue. So this is where, like, there's, the person who did it in this room with that weapon, whatever. These now are play boosters, which means they take the ability to do the drafting from the draft boosters and mixed it with the better cards from the set booster. And in theory, these are supposed to be better packs to open. The problem is they also become slightly more expensive. Whenever you see them in this cardboard, this typically just means that sometimes they call it blister or hanger packs. That just means that they were produced a little bit differently. There's some stuff you can go into and learn about how packs are developed by the manufacturer. And if you see a pack that's not in this cardboard, you don't actually know if that pack came out of a box, which has its own rules of what cards are in there and how likely it is to pull a certain thing, or if maybe it was in a tin that could be opened. And again, they try to make sure that the cards that are in here, you have a chance at almost anything. But if it comes in a full box without the cardboard, people are able to have a much better prediction of what's in there. When they're the hanger packs, these guys don't have very good ability to predict what is in this exact pack, because it was designed to be sold individually. Where if, say, all of these Infinity boosters were all in the same box, that means we're really not going to have more than one or two of these packs with really good cards in them in general. And I'm talking specifically about Infinity in this scenario, because Infinity is one of the cheapest packs you can get. The only thing that people are interested in Infinity are special lands, and we'll get into that in a video I'm going to do specifically on Infinity. All right, so if anybody has any questions, it's entirely possible I may not have covered all of the different types of packs, but this is the main starting point. If you go to the store and you're like, hey, I want to buy a special pack for somebody, maybe as a present, which one would they like most? There's very little decision to be made. Whatever pack you get is going to have pretty good chances to get cards based on the value you pay. If you buy a draft booster for like $3 of Infinity, that's probably not going to have hardly anything of value. They'll most likely pull a total of $1 or $2 worth of cards. Now, if they were to get 10 of these and they pull what we call like a shock land, that one card might be worth, I don't know, depends on when you're watching this, 10, 15, 20 bucks. Sometimes they've gone down to like $5, depending on which one you get and if there's special art to it. But that's only one of those, say, maybe 10-ish packs, and that ratio is hypothetical. Now, there's other things to know. Brothers War is a pretty cool set because some of these packs has Transformers cards in them, where you get Optimus Prime, could be worth $300 if you have the right one. But again, very few cards in this set are very valuable. There are things called serialized cards that have special numbers that exist in the Brothers War set that did not exist in the Infinity set. But I also know there's serialized cards that exist in Lord of the Rings set. So there could be a serial in this one. Now, anything you get, anytime, any of the sets have Collector Booster. These are going to be more than double the price, but significantly more worth the value you pay. I'm going to go ahead and open this one right now and just see if we happen to get lucky. It's the only pack I have like this, so I don't want to necessarily do a separate video just for this Core 2021 set. So all the other ones I'm going to do like separate videos where I open a few and you get a good idea of what's in those packs. So in this one, this is a collector booster of Core 2021, 15 cards for Magic the Gathering. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what we have in here. If we were to have bought this pack, it would be neat to see, would it have been a good idea? This is a pack that I was able to win on a giveaway on Whatnot. If you want to join Whatnot, go ahead and just use my invite link that I will post with this this particular video, and that'll give you $15 to spend for free. Now this is interesting because this first card we're looking at is actually a token card, and this. It has this cool shine to it, so that's going to be a foil token. You can really see the rainbow in the background, all right? And this card is a Saproling. There's all special decks around this. And then on the back, it's a really, really cool angel. I actually love that token. That is a great one. This is going to be set aside for one of the decks that I have. But this is actually going to be a special card, and in fact, there may well be someone who wants to message me about this. So I just opened this pack. And if you see, there is actually, some people get really excited about imperfections on some cards, all right? And there's an imperfection on this card. There's a little line right in the middle. And basically, when they use the machine to go through and cut these cards and separate them right, that little machine just barely scrapes the top of that card. So although this is a cool looking token, if anyone were to message me and want to purchase this card, packed fresh, I just opened it right now. It has this imperfection on it. And since it was directly from the manufacturer, that becomes a very unique thing and hard to find. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in a sleeve. So this card could well be one that some people would just basically throw away, be like, oh yeah, there's something wrong with it. But then someone else might, I don't know. I have no idea how much they'd pay. If someone would pay, $10 for it, I'd probably sell it. I would have to take a look and see if this particular token combo has a special value. I think that angel looks really cool. If you have a neat angel deck, this would be an awesome token to add. And this is literally the token. Most of these packs have tokens of some sort, and they're usually more like throwaway cards, which is where most of them are worth $0, like by far. But every once in a great while, you get these special cool ones that are worth a little bit. I'm going to consider this one worth nothing right now because I'm not really thrilled about the whole imperfection part. I would use it in my Angels deck just because that's cool. But we haven't looked at any actual playing cards yet. Let's get to the pack. All right, so we have another foil card, Rambunctious Mutt. All the Magic cards you can see have some kind of a symbol. This is Magic 2021. This one's black, meaning it's a common card. So without looking it up, it's probably not worth very much. I don't know this card. Just kind of fun more than anything. It's a goofy dog. So I'm going to hold that off to the side, just being a fun, unique card. Got another common Truffle Snout. If you want me to read through and talk about some of the words down here and what it actually does, we can do that. But for this video, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at the cards. This one's a common. It is a foil, so foils typically have a little bit more value than the non-foils. Now, Turn to Slag. This is another common. We have Crypt Lurker. That one's another foil card. And in a lot of collector packs, there's a large number of foils. I wouldn't be willing to say that all cards are always foil in collector packs, but there absolutely are significantly more foil cards in collector packs than not. Now this one, you notice the symbol is no longer black, it's a silver color. This silver color means it's a uncommon, which means it's a little bit harder to get. Now we can start getting into cards that might be, I don't know, a lot of uncommons might be 50 cents-ish, 25 cents, would be a good uncommon. Um, this here is a legendary enchantment shrine, and I know shrines have special mechanics. I unfortunately don't know the exact place, you know, deck that you would have to build to make shrines work, but I do know there are some that do it. This is again another foil card. This seems like a pretty good one. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may draw X cards, where X is the number of shrines you control. If you do, discard a card. So if we have 3 or 4 shrines out and we play this card, then every time we begin the pre-combat main phase, now we're suddenly getting to draw a bunch of cards and discard one. So card draw is kind of cool. So in a shrine deck, I really like that. This is my absolute favorite basic land that has ever been produced in Magic. That's not like a full art. It kind of is a full art. Typically, full arts are like this, not having the word in the middle. But the way they did the foiling on this particular mountain land is just stunning. I only have like 2 in my big dragon deck that I like to use, and I only have like 2 basic mountains in that deck, and one of them is a foil of this exact same card. It's a foil and everything. This is just brand new, pack fresh. I have a feeling this one was worth a little bit of money. I would guess, just throwing a random number out there, if someone were to offer me $5 for this, I'd have to think about it. You know, it's not a bad price, but man, that's just one of my favorite basics. So I'm gonna put that again off to the side. Now we have a gold card. Gold is going to be rare. All right, there is common and uncommons we've already seen. All right, and now we're seeing the rares. The rares are obviously harder to find, and because they're harder to find, typically the value is a bit higher. So I'm going to take a look at this value right now. This card is called 9 Lives. 9 Lives, and 9 Lives from Core Set 2021. Now, the thing I'm looking at also on the side, there's no border. So on this last card we had, there was a bit of a border on the side of the image. So this is going to be an extended art. The art extends across the border. So I'm going to select that one. And this one is not a foil card. So I'm kind of interested by it, but it's $1 is all that one costs right now. To buy that at market price would be $1 at the moment I'm making the video. So of course that will change. Day to day, they even change. I'm using a little system where anytime I have a card between 50 cents and $5, I'll go ahead and put that in these clear, we call them penny sleeves, just to kind of keep those safe in case they go up significantly in price or something. So that's an okay card. That's $1. We really don't worry too much about the value of the cards before this point, just because they're almost always like pennies. And I don't want to worry about adding up pennies of values to try to squeak out pack cost, which is kind of the main determining factor on if a card is valuable or not. By the way, the app that I use to figure out value, I just use ManaBox, and ManaBox pulls from TCG Player. So the ManaBox prices you see are TCG Player. So that's what I'm referring to when I talk about this. Let's see if I can just slightly adjust my focus here. Hopefully I don't too much. All right, just take 1 second. This next card. Yeah. Okay, much better. So this is Solemn Samuel Salmicron. All right, that's interesting. So this particular card is foil. It's again the rare color. SOLEMN space SIM. There it is. All right, and there's a bunch of versions of this. This just was really re-released in Modern Horizon 3. This particular version also was in Fallout with some cool art. I have it here in 2019. So all the different sets that it came out. I'm sorry, not 2019, 2021. And then down at the bottom, you can sometimes see the number there. This is number 239, and there's 274 in this particular set. So card number 239, and then it's also foil. So this card's just over, this is again $1.22. So for that, we have $2 of value so far. The next card is going to be Ruined Halo. Again, not one I'm super familiar with, but we'll go ahead and take a look at it and see what its current value is. It's RUNED space HA. So let's look at Ruined Halo. And then, so this is kind of what the app looks like. I just type in the card and search the set. And this one, again, it's kind of an interesting art on that one. It is a foil version. I like how the eyes are foiled and the halo is foiled nicely. So white enchantment, and it's the extended art. Go ahead and select that. So again, if you have it just as the regular extended, it's 30 cents. The foil is 34 cents. So not super valuable card. It says, as it enters the battlefield, choose a card name. You have protection from the chosen card name. Well, it protects you from one specific card, so I can understand why that's not particularly thrilling. There's other cards that will protect you from a specific type, which means if someone has more than one of a thing, they can, so like one of my decks, I play tons of dragons, and that card, if it said, name a card type, I could name dragon and get protection from all dragons. So this is a neat kind of alternate foil. GARRAS Groups. GOR Warhorn. So this one, the alternate art foil, this is really a super duper basic card. I don't know the last time I've seen an actual full Magic card that's not a token and had an empty text box. That's a bit unique. This card is only 2 cents. All right, one of the absolute cheapest cards I've ever seen. Probably because it's a 7/3, which is pretty powerful, but not able to withstand a lot of damage. But it has nothing going for it. It's just an empty text box. So let's go ahead and move that one away. So I'm saying at this point, I'm at about $3 of value. Not that's significantly less than the cost of those packs. I think those packs are closer to $20. I think this one ended up being a pretty good card. This one was in my one of my precons that I have, the pre-constructed decks that are available. DASRIS. Sorry's Acolyte. Okay, and then it's Core 21, and it's got this special border around it that's just a little bit different. Card 287. Let's select that one. So kind of fun. It is 4 cents though, so not thrilling. Now this is my first mythic card. This is a tutor card, which allows me to search for things. This is, so Grim Tutor. This card is going to have some value, and I expect it to retain some okay value. So whenever you look at this video, you should be able to look this card up and see if it's right. Right now, Grim Tutor from Core 21, and now the cool thing is this art, you can see there's a normal art style here, and then there's a slightly fancier art style. So I check card number 315, and I'll see, all right, we're on 315. I'm going to select that one, and that one is a $17 card. All right. So like I said, this pack was probably about $20 as a new price. And to pull all those other cards that were only $3 is a bit disappointing. To get this one mythic that's worth 17, now it's like, cool, I feel like I kind of got my money's worth. But if I were to like straight up sell them, I usually get a little bit less than that to sell them to people. A lot of times trading the card you can get closer to the value. But if the next card is anything of value, now I get over my pack value, and that'd be a really good deal. And it was a great call to have opened the pack. If the other ones are just commons or whatever, then we essentially break even, which isn't great, isn't bad. Grim Tutor, that's really saved the deck. So I do have another foil, but I don't really think this is going to be super valuable. Before I search that one, I'm going to go ahead and put my Grim Tutor in a sleeve just so that it can remain pack fresh. And because it's over that $5 mark, I also will put this one in a hard case just so that absolutely nothing happens to it. So this is just a extra layer of protection. Even if I were to play with this card, I would end up buying a proxy or making a card that's the copy of this, where I just write on a blank card that would look something like this. Okay, I just have a blank card that I just write Grim Tutor, and I copy down what it is. Grim Tutor costs 2 black and a 1 of anything. And it says search your library for a card and put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library and you lose 3 life. Well, you lose 3 life feels like a big deal, especially if you play in the games where you only get 20 to start with. But it's really not that critical because you get to put any card from your entire library directly into your hand. So that gives you a significant enough advantage that normally, especially my deck that's black and white that this would go in most likely, it has a lot of cards in there where I can gain life if I absolutely needed to. But most of the time, it's better to deal damage to your opponents over gaining life. So we have here Liliana's Steward. I'm gonna look at this one. Lilianas. Again, I'm not familiar with this particular card. It's has a really neat purple border there, and it's foil, so that's kind of fun. But it's only 8 cents, so that's cool, but not going to help us with pack value at all. And then this is another one that I don't think really is going to do anything for value. Maybe a few cents, being the foil and the cool art. So it's CHANDRA. Show Chandra's Magna. Okay. And we got cool art where it looks like the bottom of the card is on fire. We also have it in foil. So this is a quarter. All right. So cool looking card, but not getting us up towards significant value above the pack price. So I would say this is one, this particular pack happened to return hard value that was about equal to the cost of the pack. So yeah, if I'm looking to build my collection, this was a good opening, but every pack isn't going to have a Grim Tutor in it. So most of the time, you're going to maybe get closer to like $5 back on this $20 pack. But who knows? There's other packs that would be great. And that's the risk you take with opening any of these cards is you don't know what's in them, and values change all the time. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day. I got some more videos where I'm going to open more of these packs coming up. Go ahead and look for those, and we'll talk about each set individually and work on reviewing those.